Greatness isn't given, it's earned. Some players are born into football royalty, others fight their way into history. This is the story of a boy who grew up with bombs falling around him, a child who lost everything, and a young man who was told he was too weak, too small, and too fragile to make it. And yet, that same boy went on to win 5 Champions League titles, a Ballon d'Or, and lead his country to a World Cup final. This is the story of Luka Modrić, the man who turned war into willpower and rejection into revenge. Luka Modrić was born on September 9, 1985 in Zadar, Croatia, but his childhood was anything but ordinary. When he was just 6 years old, his country was torn apart by the Croatian War of Independence. His grandfather, his childhood hero, was executed by soldiers right outside their family home. His house was burned to the ground. His family was forced to flee, living as refugees in a war-ravaged country. Instead of playgrounds, Luka's childhood was spent in hotel hallways where he would kick a makeshift ball against the walls. Bombs exploded in the distance. Gunfire was a daily soundtrack. But through all the destruction, football became his escape. He played on cracked streets, dodging debris like defenders, dreaming of a future beyond the ruins. But there was one problem. You see, Luka had a dream to become a professional footballer, but not everyone believed in him. He was too thin, too weak, too short. When he was just 9 years old, Hajduk Split, one of Croatia's biggest clubs, rejected him. They didn't see a future in him. Most kids would have been crushed, but Modrić, he was built differently. Instead of giving up, he pushed harder, trained relentlessly, and finally got his break with Dinamo Zagreb. But even then, he wasn't handed success. He had to earn it the hard way. In 2003, Dinamo Zagreb sent Luka on loan to Zrinjski Mostar in the Bosnian League, a league notorious for its brutality. It was a war zone in the pitch, hard tackles, rough challenges, no protection for small players. It should have broken him, but it made him stronger. Instead of getting bullied, he dominated, winning the league's Player of the Year award at just 18 years old. By the time he returned to Dinamo Zagreb, he was a different beast. From 2006 to 2008, he led Dinamo to 3 consecutive league titles, dazzling fans with his dribbling, vision, and passing. Now, the world was watching, and one club made their move. Luka Modrić signed for Tottenham Hotspur for €30 million in the summer of 2008, but England wasn't kind to him. After a slow start, the media labeled him a flop. He was called too lightweight for the Premier League. But Modrić had heard doubters all his life. By 2010, he was Tottenham's heartbeat, pulling the strings in midfield and dictating the tempo. He led Spurs to the Champions League for the first time in history, and in that campaign, he destroyed giants like Inter Milan. Then came the biggest club in the world. 4 years later, Real Madrid paid €30 million for Modrić, but once again, he faced doubt and ridicule. After just a few months, Spanish newspapers named him the worst signing of the season. Most players would have crumbled, but not Luka Modrić. In just 2 years, he had become the maestro of Real Madrid's midfield, and in May 2014, he played a crucial role in La Decima, Madrid's long-awaited 10th Champions League title. That was just the beginning. From 2016 to 2018, he formed an unstoppable midfield trio with Toni Kroos and Casemiro, leading Madrid to an unprecedented 3 consecutive Champions League titles. But his greatest moment wasn't with Madrid, it was with Croatia. The 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, no one really expected much from Croatia, a small nation of just 4 million people. But Modrić had other plans. Game after game, he put on a masterclass. Against Argentina, he scored a long-range wonder goal in a stunning 3-0 win. Against Russia, he fought through 120 minutes of exhaustion to lead Croatia past them in a penalty shootout. Against England, he dominated the midfield, guiding Croatia to their first ever World Cup final. It was a fairy tale. A nation that had been torn apart by war, now led by a man who had lived through it, was one step from the ultimate glory. Even though they fell short in the final against France, but Modrić had done just enough for his country. He was awarded the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player, and later that year, he achieved something that seemed impossible for a decade. As for 10 straight years, the Ballon d'Or belonged to Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. No one could break their reign until Luka Modrić came. In 2018, he won football's greatest individual award, becoming the first player in a decade to beat Messi and Ronaldo to the Ballon d'Or. From a war refugee to the best footballer in the world, his journey was nothing short of miraculous. Luka Modrić is a living legend, having won many titles including 5 Champions League titles, 3 La Liga titles, a Ballon d'Or, and reaching a World Cup final. He simply has to be one of the greatest midfielders of all time. But more than the trophies, Modric's great legacy is his resilience. From dodging bombs to dodging defenders, from war zones to football temples, Luka Modrić has proven that greatness isn't given, it's earned. And even now, nearing 40, he's still running, still fighting, still proving that heart, passion, and perseverance can conquer anything. This is the story of Luka Modrić, the man who turned tragedy into triumph and doubt into destiny.